How would it sound to you to attract 2 to 4 new women every single month? In this training, I'm going to explain to you 6 very simple steps that you can use to go from not attracting women, if that's where you are now, or having a lot of inconsistency where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, to attracting 2 to 4 new women consistently every single month. These are principles that I've used in my own dating life to attract the women that I wanted. And once you figure these principles out, they're very basic principles that anyone can use. And a lot of times what's funny is in getting good at something, whether it's business or fitness or dating success, it's a lot of times the simple things that you do really well that lead to you having that kind of success. So I'm going to break down to you 6 very simple steps that you can use to start attracting 2 to 4 new women every single month. Let's get started. So step number 1 is you need to build a funnel of options, and you need to pick 2 to 3 areas of focus to build this funnel around. This depends on your time availability. So generally, you're going to be able to attract women either through online dating, you're going to attract them through in-person, meeting them during the day, you're going to attract them through in-person at night, and this means cold approach. You see a girl and you go up to her and approach her, or you're going to be meeting them through your social circle. This means different events that your friends have, different group settings, a friend of a friend introducing you, things like that. Now, there's pros and cons to each of these, and in this training I'm not going to list out the pros and cons completely, but I will say this really depends on the time that you have. What I've seen for my clients, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that tend to be busy, but they do have financial flexibility. The best use of their time is to go out at night once or twice a week, maybe sometimes 3 times if they're putting in more effort and they're going through an immersion period. But what happens is once you understand how to attract women at night, or you understand how to attract women during the day, or you have great online dating success, or you have a thriving social circle when you're meeting women there, what happens is you begin to create a funnel of options. And here's what it would look like. I'll just illustrate it for you. So what a funnel of options is basically is, if you can imagine, we're going to draw a funnel on the board. That's kind of a shitty funnel, but I think you get the idea. A funnel of options basically means that you have these 4 blocks, these 4 places where you're meeting women, right? 4 places where you're trying to attract women. So it could be going out at night. We'll write in G for like night game, which is the old school way of using it. You could use D, which is day game, which is meeting girls during the day. You could do online, right? Or you could do social circle, SC. Each of these has its own benefits. What I would say for getting good with women and building an effective dating life, I don't know if social circle is the best for it, but let's say that you really want to get good at meeting women. What I would suggest doing is spending a bit of time going out at night, and then what's going to happen is you're going to meet a few girls that way. And then what I would say is during the day, make sure you approach girls during the week. That doesn't mean leave your house constantly and spend time chasing girls in the street, but meet a few girls there. You want to optimize your online dating profiles, which is really important. But if you're trying to get better with women, you want to start off going out at night, going out during the day. But online dating profiles, that's also important. And then social circle is kind of a 4th way to get good, but it's not the priority. But what happens is when you optimize these, the next step after you learn them and have a system that you're practicing, the next step is to take action in each of these areas. After you've picked your 2 to 3 areas of focus, again, there's going out at night. During the day, you can meet girls, you can approach them online, DMing online or Instagram, which requires you to optimize. Your Instagram requires you to optimize your dating profiles, or you can meet girls through a social circle, which is very unreliable, but still that's a way to do it. After you do that, after you pick the 2 areas of focus, we'd like to come down to 2 different areas of focus. The next thing you want to do is take action in each of those areas. And when you take action, what's going to happen is your funnel is going to fill up, right? And how amazing is that? So you'll be able to start interacting with women and have more women coming into your life. Let's say you go out at night, and each time you go out, you set up, 1 solid date. Or let's say out of every 2 times you go out, you set up 1 solid date. And let's say during the week, during the day, you set up another solid date. And let's say online, every week you meet 1 girl and set up 1 solid date. And then let's say social circle, during the month, you can meet 1 other girl from social circle. If you do that, that's going to be a bunch of girls you're texting within the span of a month, right? That comes out to like 10 different girls or more that you're texting that are going through your phone. This is when you do things the right way and you have a system, of course. The third thing you want to do, and this is really important, is get your numbers right. And that's what I just did. I estimated the numbers. So as an example, how many conversations does it take for you to get 1 date? Is it that out of 10 conversations, you make 5 tentative plans, which means you get the girl's number, and then out of that, there's 1 date? What are your numbers? Everyone has a different set of numbers they're working with. If you're operating at an advanced level and you're already good with women, there's a chance that the numbers don't matter so much because you're just going to be getting a lot of success. But maybe if you're starting this out, this is something a lot of men overlook. A lot of men say like, oh, don't think about it this way, just let it happen. But I think numbers are so important when you want to get good at something. So optimize your numbers. Understand how many girls that you need to speak to in order for you to set up a date. Then out of the dates that you set up, how many of those dates are solid? How many of those dates do the girls text you back? And what you want to do is over time, optimize these numbers more and more and more so that you have women consistently flowing into your life. This is how you're going to build a really amazing dating life. Number 4, and this is something I learned later on. I didn't really do this early, but now I work on this with all my clients and I do it myself. Follow up is key. Instead of just letting your interactions die, kind of like, oh, it was nice meeting you, follow up with girls. So if you meet a girl while out at a bar, you guys have a good connection, don't wait for her to text you, but actually follow up sooner rather than later. And sometimes us as men, we're good at doing this at the beginning and then it just falls off, but really follow up. And it doesn't mean get yourself blocked or start harassing girls, but actually follow up. And it doesn't mean follow up just looks like making sure nothing slips through the cracks. Right now, I could guess in your phone, there's probably 5 girls that things have fallen off with. Another thing that helps is to know how to actually text women. If you're texting women and the way you're communicating with them and the way that you're texting is very, oh, we'll see, then odds are your follow-up is not going to work. When I follow up with girls, I'm like, next Friday, I'm free for drinks. Let's link. I want to see you. It's very direct. I'm not using fluff and using a lot of all over the place communication. It's very direct, very straightforward how I follow up with women. Number 5, and this is extremely important, level up your attractiveness. This is the way you're going to see more women and get more dates. Being attractive makes everything easier. If you are not an attractive man, it's going to be very difficult for you to create connections with women. Women are not going to want to invest in you. They're not going to want to spend time with you. So work on becoming more attractive. It's way easier for you to meet women if you're already starting off with the women liking you. If you're starting off and women don't like you, they're not attracted to you, they're not invested in you, you're just making everything more difficult for yourself. Start off by leveling up your attractiveness, right? And then number 6, this is a thing that really helped me a lot early on in my dating journey and actually got me rapidly good with women, especially when I was meeting women at night so that I didn't have to go out so much, but I could still get good results, is visualize success with women. So every time I would talk to a girl, before I would go and meet her, I would think and I would see myself getting to know that girl. I would see myself sleeping with her. I would visualize what that looked like, what that felt like. I would get really turned on. I would have this visual in my head, and then her and I would meet, but I was already coming from a place of having the understanding of I'm going to meet this woman. So I wasn't starting from a place of, oh, I'm just doing it to do it. I was visualizing myself and this girl getting along, hanging out, going out, doing something, being intimate together. This became real to me. So if you want to start attracting women, there's 6 things you can do. If you want to start meeting 2 to 4 new women a month, here's what you can do. Number 1, pick 2 or 3 areas to focus on so you can build a dating funnel. And this really depends on the time you have. If you have more time to invest in it, you may want to consider going out more during the day and then a bit at night. If you don't have a lot of time because you're working during the day, you may want to consider going out a little bit more at night and focusing on online dating. It really depends on where you're at with time. Number 2, start taking action in every single area. So every single area where you find yourself slipping, where you find yourself slacking, take more action. If you want to go out at night, start going out consistently. Start, setting up dates consistently. Take action in each of the areas. It also helps for someone to do this with you, especially if you have a friend or someone who's taking action and who's going out and actively meeting women. That really helps. But start taking action in each of these areas. Number 3, get your numbers right. How much do you want to get this result? You need to track your numbers. If you approach 6 girls on a Monday, how many numbers did you get? You should know that. You can also write them down. It sounds silly, but over time, these numbers are going to make sense. These numbers are going to give you an indicator of where you're at. Number 4, follow-up is key. Don't just get a girl's number, send 1 or 2 texts, and then it falls off, but actually follow up. If you get a bit of a flake, send her a meme, reignite the conversation, re-spark things. You should have conversations going through your phone. This is actually an old business principle, but it works really well with dating as well. Number 5, become more attractive. This is so important. You want to be more attractive as a man. Being more attractive makes everything easier. I say this in a lot of my videos. I was meeting girls pretty successfully before I was attractive. I mean, I wasn't ugly per se. I wasn't unattractive, but I wasn't attractive. But once I started working out more, once I started, getting a cool hairstyle, dressing with a specific archetype, women started investing in me and started chasing me, and everything became easier. Number 6, visualize the success you want to have with women. Make it a real thing. When you talk to a woman, you should see a visual of you and her getting to know each other, you and her doing something. It should become real to you. It shouldn't be this imaginary concept of, oh, maybe something would happen. I'm just opening or starting a conversation just to start it. Visualize the success. Look into her eyes and see yourself being with her. See yourself being intimate with her. It'll become real, and you'll be able to attract women way more effortlessly. If you want my help doing this and you want me to build this with you, check out the links below. One of those links leads to a 4-step system that I created where I break down how I take guys from no results to literally crushing it with women, becoming what I call an ethical player within around 90 days. That I break down the system that I use and that I've given to my clients, and I tell you how you can use this for yourself. And then after you watch that training, there's an invitation for you to schedule a quick call with me. It's about a half-an-hour call where we'll see if you're a good fit for you to join me in the work that I do. There's also a program that I have called the Impact Formula. It's completely free, or I'm giving it away for free for now. And it's a 4-part masterclass that I filmed breaking down how to have a high impact with women, how to attract women on your terms without being needy, without wasting time. That's also available below. You can click it. It's the top link, submit an email, and you get it completely for free. We're giving it away for now, and I put a lot of work into this masterclass and into the concepts in this masterclass, okay? I hope you're doing well. Have an amazing, amazing evening or afternoon or morning, and I will see you on our next training.